going to do a pivot, halt, pivot right, halt. The dog moves with you and ideally stays in heel position.
Okay, wait a minute. Pivot.
You halt, pivot right, halt.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, I guess a direction would help. We'll do it right in front of the cone.
Oh, okay. What degree pivot?
90 degrees, sorry.
Okay.
I'm not being very specific. Halt. I'm trying to get this from behind because it's easy to see. Pivot right. Now, did she pivot? Did her feet stay on a paper plate?
I pivoted.
She pivoted. One of the biggest reasons for an IP here is that either the dog doesn't move with or sit, Wally. It's not a pivot. Now, did she pivot?
I didn't see.
Yes, she did a pivot. There would have been a deduction on that exercise. What for?
Slow to respond.
Slow to respond. But that would have probably been 1 point. Rusty.
A pivot though, right?
A pivot to the right. Rusty just finished his RA, his RN, so now I can really bug Sandy.
He finished his RA?
No, oh, okay, now what didn't she, no, I said it wrong. He finished his RN. What didn't she do? He didn't sit the second time.
Oh.
Okay, now her pivot, she kept her heel on the ground and moves. So that was has everybody done it?
Yeah.
All right, let's try 90 degrees pivot left. This one's going to be a little harder. On this one, the dog has to get up and get out of your way. Nice. Okay. Sophia has her RN. All right, now, okay. Now she didn't move with Nancy. She's still in training, right?
Try that one again. Come on, pay attention.
Retry.
All right, come on.
And again, all of this is advanced, so it would be done off leash.
Oh, that was bad. For me and her.
There we have Sandy's brought out another dog to visit, and Sophia's wants to go visit. Okay.
Pivot to the left.
Yes, Sandy's gonna do a pivot to left. That's Chase. Chase is Sandy's old boy, and he's Chance. Sorry, and he's almost blind, but he loves to come to rally.
There, finally. Come on, baby.
Okay, now she uses heel to get back, which is fine. That was well done. All right, now Renee, just do a left turn. Remember this nice tight left turn, just like you did the tight right turn. There she goes. All right, now he didn't get back, and that's dog interfering with the handler is very common on the left turn. Now he needs to be paying a lot more attention to you.
Watch.
And then
Watch.
good stay walls.
Watching. Heel. Back. Back.
Okay, that was much better. She used the leash, but he's still just learning all of this. All right, let me show you some really bad things you can do.
Oh no. Watch.
You ready, Walls? He's kind of getting draggy here.
Watch.
Do we need to bring off the cheese? Sit. He gets bored. Pivot, halt, pivot right. Was it a pivot?
No, it was a small step.
It was actually it was a very large step. All right, let me try it from behind.
It was still a step.
It was a step.
That was a pivot.
That was a pivot. One thing you can do if you're having trouble, hold an index card between your knees. There's no special footwork required other than you stay on a paper plate. And you can mark an X on the ground and put your feet on that X. By holding a card, I'm going to go all the way around in a circle just to illustrate. You can't take very big steps. So I basically did a 360 pivot because that card kept me in place.
Now, I didn't see what you did.
Well, I'm just demonstrating. I have a card between my knees so that I have to pivot. So if you're having trouble, get that card between. Ready? Walls, back. Get that card between. Now you can do like a double T turn, a T turn, just as long as you stay on that paper plate.
Is it best to say to just keep to turn on your heels? Just keep your heels in
You could, although that can almost take you off the plate, but if your heels don't move, it should technically be a pivot. You're in place. Yeah, you did it better than I did.
Could you do it with one foot, like kind of...
Yes. Oh, show Renee. Do it for the camera, Renee, what you were doing.
Oh. Do you do it like a ballet thing? You just turn?
As long as your feet stay on the paper plate. And what you were kind of taking one step. Do that step where you were leading with the 1 foot again. Well, she was doing it. Alice, do.
I got her.
All right, did you do me? All right, do me again. Sit, Walls. Greenie was kind of going like this, and that's fine. She's on that paper plate, just like she has something. And if you can ballet, you're better than I am. One of the ways you can help teach this, you can have a heeling dowel, and to get the dog to back in, you can touch their rear end. You can do doggy in a basket. And if you have a big dog and you're at home, you don't need the leash on the front. What you're going to do, come here, Walls. Come here. You're not going to pull up, especially with a little boy.
No sniff.
You want the leash behind your back, and you're just, see, he knows. Just a little bit of pressure. Come on, back on in. See, I'm pulling across my body, back in. And it just kind of shows them where their rear end is. Another thing, stay.
No sniff.
You can do is teach the dog, if you go on YouTube to circus elephant trick, you'll see Nita's dog, and she had it trained feet, to turn on a pop. It's easier on a pop than a card, and then turn in the back. And you can teach them then just to back in. But it's rear end awareness. The dog needs to move their rear end and get back. Any questions? A lot of IPs, especially more on the left than the right. And while I'm out here, I'll demonstrate some bad things on the 180, and then I'll have you do it. The 180 pivot, hold 180 to the right or left. The right is much easier. The dog moves around you. Again, keep your feet on that paper plate. The left, back in, back. Now, did he do it?
He's out of position, but he did it.
Yeah, but he's not really in heel, so this would be a close call. All right, come here, let's try again. Ready? Sit. Back in.
That was
I gave him, now there, yeah. He got all the way around. What you don't want to do again on the left is walk around the dog. On the right, that's not a pivot.
No.
You still have to keep those feet in place. And you can practice with the card doing 360s. In. Come on, back. Back. The dog doesn't have to stay on the paper plate, and I'm dizzy. You do.
Yeah, no, this